It's Carl at Malibu Farms, and it's May 28th. Today what we're doing is we're finishing off this wonderful bed that's going to be a big staple of of what I'm going to eat, because we're going to do a lot of radishes in here, and I mean a lot of radishes in here, to the point where I'm going to be, some of you who are watching this might think that I'm over planting the radishes, and I am. That's because I'm going to eat about half of them as microgreens and let the other half grow full. What we're going to start with is a row of corn, though, that was given to us by Lot 5, Mama T, president of Lot 5 over there. So this is actually, for the first time, corn that's been climatized to my city because it's from her own plants. I have had horrible luck with corn in the last few years, so we're going to try this. We just did a little research, and I guess we're supposed to plant these 9 inches apart, and if you were going to do multiple rows, we're only going to do 1 row, but if you're going to do multiple rows, you want to do the rows about 3 feet apart, and obviously keep your different species of corn far apart from each other. So we're going to come all the way over to the corner here, and I'm going to start one basically right down here at the corner. Now, if you're in a really warm climate, you want to plant your seed down deep to avoid too much sun or too much heat. But if you're in a colder climate like we're at here, just a few inches under the soil will do you. And I'm just estimating that 9 inches.
Now, you said in the past you had some bad luck with the corn. What was some of that luck?
Oh geez, I call corn the house of bugs because it has had no good whatsoever. All it ever has done for me is just grown up little tiny miniature corn husk about yay big that were just encased with earwigs and mites and just every bug you can imagine. In fact, the one year I did have good luck with corn was because I wasn't trying to eat it. I was using it as a bug catcher. I put it off in the back half of my garden, and all the bugs would go to it instead of the rest of my garden. So it was almost a way of pest control. Something else I have read is that when you plant corn, it's not a bad idea to plant 2 pieces of corn together, because then they give each other strength on their stalk.
Okay.
So I'm actually planting 2 corn seeds relatively close together and then 9 inches apart here.
Now, are you doing anything to mark these so you know where your corn are, like putting a little stick down or something so you don't lose them?
Nope. I probably should be. Really good idea, though. We might end up grabbing some of the bamboo poles there and using those.
Okay. And when we were doing research for the corn, we found that it really liked warm temperatures. And since here in Eureka it's kind of colder climate, we're putting them closer to the top of the soil so they stay warmer. But if you're in a hot area like, say, Southern California or somewhere really hot, you'd want to put them down like, say, an inch or 2 deeper to protect the seed. Also, they like about 1.5 inches to 2 inches of water a week. So depending on your area, your climate, you might need to do some extra watering or minimal watering.
So we got about 20 there, little seeds planted. And you see we still got a good bag here full, and I'm gonna take these over to some of our other lots. We're now up to, we say we're up to 10 lots, but actually we're only at 9 lots. We have 10 different numbered lots, but lot 3 doesn't exist. We run the Church of the 3, so we kept lot 3 reserved. Yeah, one day when myself and the other people here at lot 1 own a big piece of property outside of town somewhere, that's gonna be lot 3. So even though we're up to lot 10 now, we only really truly have 9 lots.
Okay. And let's walk over here and look at what you did and see if we can actually see. Now, how many inches did you say you put these apart?
About 9 inches apart there.
So even though you can't see any divots right now, there's about how many, you said?
There's about 10 spots that I did it at, and with 10 spots there, each one having 2 seeds, that's about 20 corn plants.
Okay.
You can definitely tell we're in the urban environment. You can hear that in the background, I'm sure. Now the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna set these potatoes on mounds, and we're gonna do them right about here, all the way down like this. And then all in this area and all over there is where the radishes are going to be.
So on either side of the potatoes?
Either side of the potatoes, exactly. 2 different patches of them growing up.
All right. And what are these potatoes called?
These are called True Blue. I don't know why they're called True Blue potatoes, because when I looked at them, they were definitely purple. Okay. But the description I got was that they were going to be blue inside. So when I cracked them open, cut them open to plant each one, they were purple, just like any other purple potato. So it must be a species of purple potato called True Blue, or my eyesight just ain't that good.
And all these and these are the exact same kind?
Yeah, these are all the True Blue potato here.
All right. I'll try to get you guys a shot of this.
Now, I'm gonna pull one of these up right now. Let me grab a shovel here real quick, a little hand shovel.
All right.
Hand troll.
You see there's some slight purple markings in there, kind of give you some key.
As I pull this up, do a nice little dig down here. This is one of those dollar store shovels. You can see it's bending on my own.
And we can see the shot of Manabu Farms logos. I heard we got some good news about these.
Yes, we did. Everybody in town told us that if we wanted good patchwork like this for a vest, that we should go through a company in Fortuna, which is in Humboldt County here, called Stitch Witch. And we just called them up and they gave us the greatest news that they were willing to work with us because they understood that we give away all of our food and that we don't actually, make a dime here. And they're gonna do our vest for extremely cheap. Okay, now that's already bundled up. You can see that beautiful worm sitting there, right there on the outer edge. But let's see if I can, I'm putting that down, get you a look here.
Are there any potatoes grown yet?
There shouldn't be, no, but there should be the original potato chunk. I don't want to dig it up too much, but...
And would that be where the stalks are growing out of?
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. See that? Look at that purple color there.
All right, now hold on just a moment, and let's try to get a good shot. Yeah, you can see that's the actual skin from the old potato that was planted, and that's what you get from it.
Yeah. So all these roots will eventually turn into beautiful purple potatoes for us.
And side note, while Carl's doing another one, he told me about an interesting thing you can do with a potato and a tomato.
Yeah.
And Carl, if you want to take it from there, because I can't quite remember.
Well, now I want to mention that this is only internet conjecture. This is not real. I have not done this myself yet and cannot say that it's 100% fact.
Okay.
But I have read it on more than one blog, on more than one site, from more than one person's garden. If you take a potato and you core out the center of that potato, that's got some eyes growing on the other edge, and then you plant a start of a tomato into that, the two of them will share the same plant structure. The potato will grow potatoes down about on the bottom, but instead of growing a plant up on top, it grows a tomato plant up on top, and that tomato plant will bear your fruit there while the potato grows below you. So it's a kind of an interesting little concept, and I'm really interested in trying it here to see if it will do that space saving, 2 plants in one spot. That's amazing.
All right. So folks at home, we're gonna go ahead and pause now and just get these planted, and we'll start back out when we've got all these potatoes planted.
Yeah, the problem with having your volunteers be your film crew is then when you want them to work, you have to get them to stop filming so they can come give you a hand.
All right, folks, we'll be right back.
That is definitely some sort of insect larva.
Okay, Carl just found something, and we're gonna try to get you a good shot of this.
That is definitely some sort of insect larva that I am not familiar with.
Well, excuse the shakiness of the foam. There, with my shade in the way, you might be able to pick it up a little bit better, and it doesn't look like glare. But they look like little white fish eggs, almost.
Yeah, they certainly do.
Now, do they look like they're connected at all?
Maybe to each other, but no.
This is really interesting.
They almost look like those water pellets that you...
Yeah, Carl recently got these interesting little plant favor things that you soak these little gel beads and then they absorb. They're kind of like Shrinky Dinks in reverse, where they just slowly spit out the water, making it to where you don't have to water your garden as much or your plants. And this looks really similar to that,
them,
except these are white where those are like purple. So we're gonna do some research to try to find out what these things are, whether they're good, bad, and we'll get back to you.
We're gonna remove them from this plant, but we won't destroy them until we know exactly what they are. If there's some sort of helpful insect, then we'll just put them somewhere else in the garden.
Maybe in the compost or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.